Grand Rising, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. So, I've been seeing that challenge going around, you know, what's wrong with my zodiac sign challenge. So, let's get into it. Today, we are talking about the Libras, the lovely Libras, lucky Libras. Tomato, whatever you want to call them, Libras. Yes. So, as I've been saying, in every zodiac sign, you have two sides. You have the evolved side and you have the unevolved side. The light side, the dark side, the pros and the cons of each sign. Now, who you choose to be and how you choose to evolve and what you choose to do is what dictates what side of the spectrum you are on. So, with Libras are the scales. Libras are the scales. An evolved Libra is balanced, well-rounded, focused, would make a great politician, okay, kissing babies, waving, shaking hands and shit. That would be an evolved Libra, right? An unevolved Libra, their scales are always kind of unbalanced. And when a Libra is unevolved and unbalanced, you can tell, because then they get very sporadic and they have no true justification for a lot of their inane actions, is the best way that I can say it. An unevolved Libra, just like in Aries, because let me tell you something, Libra is the opposite sign of Aries, which means they are basically two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. So they display what one has, the other lacks. And what one lacks, the other has, and vice versa. And they balance each other. So, with that being said, Libras, one of their issues as well when they are unevolved is jealousy. Just like I said with Aries, is jealousy. Now, the jealousy does not strive from a negative place. I will say that. It's not from a negative place. It's just like with Aries, where they see you with something like, oh, I want that too. How come you had that? I want it too. Right? But it's not with malice. For the most part, it's not with malice. So something that a Libra needs to do is identify, why do they feel jealousy? What is it that that person has that they want? They need to also realize, listen, everybody has their own lane in life. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander. And you can have your own of whatever it is that you see that somebody else wants. There's no need for you to covet somebody else's thing, because that is for them. And what God has for you is for you. That is a very big lesson that Libras have to learn, because that is something that I have seen in both the males and the females. But I will say I have seen it more in the females of the Libras. Okay, I have dealt with a lot of female Libras very closely, friendship-wise, and that's always a problem. Okay, but also too, Libras may suffer from identity crises as well. I will say I have noticed that from the males and the females as well. An unevolved Libra will try to dumb themselves down when they get around certain people in order to fit in. And Libras, you are natural charmers. There is no need for you to dumb yourself down. Libras are air signs, but Libras, I have met some of the smartest people that I have ever met have been Libras. When I say smart, borderline geniuses. Okay, geniuses, to where they have to be somewhere on the autistic spectrum because they are so advanced in a skill, whether it's a scientific, technical, anything. They are so smart, but they choose not to show it. They would prefer to dumb themselves down around people because they feel as though that is more socially acceptable. That is a flaw. That is a character trait that Libras, you have to learn how to work on, because you guys are beautiful people. You guys are natural rays of sunshine, just like Leos. Okay, y'all shine. Y'all stand out. There's no need for you to cover up who you are. Okay, you're an air sign, which means your mind is always working. We know you're smart, and the world needs your brains. The world needs you to be balanced so that you can contribute what you are here to give to the world. Period. And also, too, unevolved Libras are very promiscuous as well. We got some unevolved Libras can be one of the hosts of the zodiac sign. I'm not even gonna. Geminis can be too, like I said, but listen, I got a lot of Libras in my family. I'm just gonna put it like that. Y'all can be some hoes. You know it too. Especially the men. The female Libras tend to, in my opinion, tend to act more like a Cancer or a Taurus, whereas they're on a quest for love. They're on a quest for love, okay? They will put their all into a fucking failing relationship. They'll put their all into it. They will chase that love. They will look for that love in the wrong person, and they will pour their anything and everything into it, knowing that it's a fucking burning ship going down, about to sink at the bottom of the ocean, right? And then once that does not work out, they may become emotional rebound hoes, is what I'm going to say. Looking for love in the wrong places, trying to heal that wound instead of taking that time out to heal themselves. But the men, I would say, with an unevolved Libra male, let's just say it's a heterosexual male. They look at women like they're at the sugar shop, the candy factory, and there's so many varieties, and they want to try them all. They got a fucking sweet tooth, and they want to try them all. That is an unevolved Libra male. So they tend to end up in a lot of risque situations, a lot of entanglements, and they also tend to end up in a lot of weird, kinky, sexual, fetish type, menage a trois and quads and tripods and all that shit. That's the unevolved of the sign. I'm just saying. I am just saying they tend to be philanderers, wanderers, rolling stones. Rolling stones. They love to spread their seed. They tend to be in a lot of drama, relationship wise, because they find it very hard to commit to just one person when they are unevolved. And that is because they, one, don't truly know what they want, because instead of spending the time to figure out who they are and what they really want, they just bounce from person to person to person. But then also, too, they tend to be emotionally scarred. And Libra men, when they become emotionally scarred, then they tend to develop Peter Pan syndrome, which means that they don't want to grow up. So they will keep on doing the same toxic, recessive things in relationships instead of facing those issues, identifying those issues, healing, getting therapy, whatever it is, and growing up and moving on. Instead, they would just rather be toxic. That's why they have a bad name. Libra men have a bad name for being toxic. They do. I got 2 Libra brothers, I'm just saying. They do. And that is, they also have a reputation for the Peter Pan syndrome, because they would rather be in denial, which is a river in Africa, instead of being in the now and, facing whatever issues that they have and taking that responsibility and balancing their scales. Because at the end of the day, the responsibility for them to achieve balance is up to them. You can't put that on anybody else, Libra. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. It's nobody else's responsibility, right? And whenever they choose to stay in the unevolved mental state, that also can trigger their other character flaw of the jealousy, because they will see other people who have taken the time out to do the work, to become balanced. And instead of, balancing themselves or asking, hey, how did you do this? They're going to say, woe is me. And they're going to feel some type of way towards people. That's what an uninvolved Libra will do. Just saying. That's a challenge for Libras. The challenge for Libras is not to spread the love all over the place. A challenge for Libras is honesty. Okay? Because Libras are the people's people. They're loved by everybody. Because of that, they always want to be looked at in high favor by everyone. So times where they should tell the truth or be honest about things, instead they choose to avoid it and run from it and be nonchalant or negligent towards it, which in the long term is very destructive. Just saying. Just saying. You can't live in your head. I know you're an air sign, Libras, but you can't live in your head. You have to come down here and face the facts and handle your business. What I have also realized is Libra women tend to face these challenges earlier on in life, and they tend to rectify it, and they tend to be very successful because Libras are very ambitious and the females be about their bag. The men tend to suffer more with that issue. Maybe it's pride, maybe it's ego, who knows? That's up to you to figure out this lifetime, Libra. Okay, so with that being said, I love you all. Be blessed and have a wonderful day.